Good evening, my beautiful, beautiful people. I hope you are all well, and if you're not well, I hope you're holding on. It has been a beautiful, amazing day, and if it hasn't, guess what? The day is over now. Tomorrow is an opportunity for a whole new life, truly. And I want you guys to know that. I feel so lucky to be here, and I want you guys to know that. And I want you guys to know how lucky it is for you to be here too. All right? One thing I want to go over today, this wonderful evening, is about our self-worth. I'm sure you've heard a lot of great advice on this topic. I'm sure you have some personal, anecdotal, things that you use in your life for how you feel about yourself. One thing I want to share, guys, is that for me growing up, I was bullied a lot. Like the typical, like, teenager movie where, like, your head's in the toilet and, getting thrown in the trash can, that type of stuff. But I also endured a lot of emotional bullying where, I had really long hair down to my shoulders and people would call me a girl and, all of that jazz from a very young age. And I'm just now, decades later, learning and realizing, and this will be the main point of this video, is that just because a lot of people were very mean and cold and hard to you earlier on in life, it doesn't make you. It doesn't make you any less. It just doesn't. As awful as the words may be, and as much as I have let the negative words and the bullying, as much as I let it get to me over the years, you are what you think. And when enough people tell you something negative like that, you start to believe it in yourself. And I have done a lot of really shitty things and gone in a lot of really wrong directions in my life, all because I truly believed I was no good, just because of the things that were said to me from a very young age. The parenting styles that I was experiencing, coupled with just the life traumas of things that happened when I was younger, on top of the outside stimulus of people being so cruel, it really did a number on me. And I don't want you to feel bad, and I don't want you to pity. I just want you to know that there's probably been a time in your life where someone has aimed to bring you down the way that people have aimed to bring me down. And one thing that I have been told from a very young age that has stuck throughout, and it does sound cheesy and all, but a lot of times people will attack you and people will be hateful towards you when they envy what you have. And it's very true. I'm learning as I get older that sometimes the simplest sayings and the simplest euphemisms are the ones that ring most true. Just because someone was harmful to you doesn't make you any less. Just because someone physically assaulted you doesn't make you or your body any less valuable. I just want you guys to know that whatever it is that you've experienced, whoever has lied to you and told you that you're awful, whoever has, or, let's flip it around. Maybe, I can recall a time in my life where I was being a reckless young person, and a girlfriend I was with at the time had called me out and basically said, hey, if you're going to keep doing this shit, we're not going to be together, and you're not going to go down a path that you like. You're going to estrange yourself from your friends and family. And she was right. And that allowed me a moment to really check in on myself. So, don't take this advice in this video as 110% where like, okay, every single negative thing said about you is just bullying, and disregard it and remember your worth. No, still be critical. If like me in that situation, if you're doing drugs and not fulfilling your duties, and fibbing to your girlfriend about where you are and who you're around in order to do those things, maybe take a moment to sit down and be like, yeah, maybe I'm not going on the right path there. I feel very lucky that past girlfriend of mine was real enough to do that for me. I'm very thankful to her. So shout out to her for that. I hope she's doing well out there. Wonderful lady. Be critical of yourself, but give yourself love first, and remember that just because other people were hateful towards you does not mean that you're anything less. I've found oftentimes that the people who spew those kinds of things, it's just because they hate themselves, or they hate their situation, or they hate the people around them, whatever it is. They're just on a much lower vibration than you, and we must not take it personally, folks. Okay, I just want you guys to be reminded of the power of self-love. I'm in I like to call it a churning part in my life, where like you're churning some butter or whatever it may be. It's a beautiful, what is to come as you're doing this work. You know what's to come, and you're excited, and the beauty of what is to be soon enough, but you're still churning out those lumpy parts. You're still churning out all of it, all the gritty parts. Okay, that's where I'm at right now, and I'm learning and realizing so many things, and that's why I'm putting this out on the internet, because I want you guys to know too, and I want you guys to learn too. And if I can teach these things and instill these things into anybody younger than me, that would be absolutely amazing. I would die happily knowing that I helped the youth, because guys, ultimately, the younger you are, the more time you have to correct your actions, the more time you have to take care of yourself, so that you don't have to go back and correct actions when you're 40 years old. You don't have to realize that you're in such a rut and you're so unhappy and you need to make these changes. You don't have to experience that. You can learn from people older than you. And that's a whole lesson in and of itself that we will go over another time, just about the importance of listening and who to listen to. But like I was saying, guys, there's nobody who's going to save you but yourself. And by that, I mean nobody. If you don't respect yourself, nobody is going to respect you. If you don't love yourself, you will not receive love properly. People can still love you and will still love you, but you won't receive it properly, and that will cause issues. If you don't love yourself, you're just going to keep finding that you are being surrounded by energy suckers. Whatever you'd like to call them. People that just kind of take advantage of your situation. Maybe I've had people in my past where I realized they were taking advantage of my kindness and my patience, and my willingness to give and to share. People were taking advantage of that, and I had to cut them out. That's just how it goes. When you're at a certain point in your life where you are able to cut people out when need be, do it, guys, because ultimately, at the end of the day, your people, your family. And when I say the word family, guys, anytime from now to a million years in the future, I just want you to know that for me, family simply means anyone you consider family. Because to me, I have a lot of blood family, and I'm very lucky to have them. But I also have I wouldn't say a lot, but I have a lot of people that are my family who are not blood, but they are just as much blood as my blood. And I just want you guys to know that family is just one of the most important things in the whole world. And if you're feeling down on yourself, you know, you're bullying yourself because of the things that people have said to you, or some other family is bullying you, I guarantee you that you have an aunt out there, or a cousin, or a grandfather, uncle, whoever it may be. I'm sure they'd be more than happy if you just open up with them, you know. And I know everybody's, you know, different people, and they have different temperaments and different attitudes on sharing mental health and opening up and being vulnerable. You know, I know everybody's got different situations, so I can't give one-off advice to the whole world, but find somebody that you can trust. You know, for me in my life, it's like I have a wonderfully improving relationship with my blood father, and it's awesome to see that evolve and mature and to see us grow closer. You know, that's a beautiful thing. But if I really need to be vulnerable, if I really need to tell the truth to somebody and I really need to get something off my shoulders, I go to my little brother's father. And he's just another dad to me. And it's not another dad, he is my dad. He is my father. He was a huge influence in my life. And he is somebody that I trust, that I can go and vent to him, and I can go and be vulnerable with him and share what I need to share without fear of judgment or him turning around using what I said against me. You know, he's not interested in any of that. He just loves me and wants to see the best. And I'm so lucky to have that. So what I'm saying is, try and find that person in your life, guys. Try and find them, because they're probably out there. Life is such a crazy journey. It's a roller coaster. It's yin and yang. It's up and down. It's good and bad. It's all over, guys. But my main point, you know, you got to be good to yourself, even if the whole world has been awful to you. You have to. There is no other option. And I would like to make that very clear. There is no other option. You have to be good to yourself. Please say that to yourself out loud. Remind yourself frequently. There is no other option. I have to be good to myself. I'll end this video this evening with a little excerpt from this book I just finished. Made me cry a whole lot. It's a really awesome book. It's called The Dad Difference by Brian Loritz, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. He's a pastor out of Atlanta, Georgia. Great book called The Dad Difference. In regards to loving yourself, I'm going to try not to be too religious, only for the sake of, you know, just trying not to get too specific, and I don't want to alienate anybody, because although I believe in God, you know, you have every right to believe in whoever or whatever you believe in. But for me, this was just amazing, and it really spoke to loving yourself. So in the epilogue here, in the end, it says, I don't know where you are with God right now, but I do know where he is with you. He sees you and your sin, and he loves you right now, just as you are. He doesn't love what he wants you to become. He doesn't love what he hopes you will be in the future. He loves you right now, no matter what you've done. So just take that moment, guys, to stop, to say to yourself that you love yourself right now. Not in 2 weeks when you get your paycheck from your new job, you know, so that you don't have to stress and you're steady enough again. Don't say that you'll start to love yourself after you've been through years of therapy. Don't say that you'll love yourself when somebody else shows you what it's like to be loved properly. You have to exemplify loving yourself to yourself. I've been having a lot of moments lately where I feel as if, I'm really enjoying a moment, but I want someone else around me to enjoy it with. And I'm sure plenty's experienced that, just like me. What I've been trying to remind myself, and the reason why I want to share with you guys, is that I'm learning that, not that I don't deserve to have those moments with other people, but that I'm finally learning to love those moments with myself and to enjoy time by myself and to enjoy what comes with that, just discovering yourself. But I don't want to go on and on, guys. I think you get the point. Life is a journey of discovering yourself, and if you have not taken that time to do so in your life, it needs to happen now. For you, for your kids, for your pets, for the sake of enjoying your time while you're here. Let's love ourselves a little bit more. Because one thing I've learned in the last couple of years is there is no shortage of love out there. We just need to go get it. There's no shortage of anything out there at all, actually. There's more than enough of everything for everyone. We just need to change our priorities. I really appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you taking the time and listening. I hope you've learned something. I hope maybe you've had this on in the background and it can just spark some creativity in your own mind to learn, to try something new, to never give up, guys. I have a lot of stories, excuse me, a lot of stories that I'm going to share. And why I'm so excited to share them is just because I want to show you guys like all these little moments in your life that you can look back on and be motivated by and remember, oh yeah, like I did that, I accomplished that. I had a moment where I lost everything. And any normal person would have given up. But I walked over 100 miles through the desert to get back to where I was, only to find an entire mountain of challenges ahead of me. I thought getting back to my place of residence was the end of hell. And no, that was only the beginning. But now here I am years later in a much better place because I never gave up. I don't care if you're sleeping on the side of a gas station. I don't care where you're at. It is more than possible to remove yourself from that vibration and bring yourself up here and just completely change your whole universe, guys. I'm not gonna do it for you. He's not gonna do it for you. She ain't gonna do it for you. He might help a little bit, but that's aside. Because you are never going to give up, the things you're going to accomplish are limitless. And I hope you know that. Song of the day today is actually going to be mixtape of the day. It's going to be Sign Language by Ty Dolla $ign. Explicit warning, definitely not an album for kids, but it was so influential in my younger years, and it's just such a beautiful piece of work. Love Ty Dolla $ign, his beautiful melodies, beautiful music, beautiful artist. Go check it out, and please feel free to comment. Let me know what your song of the day is. Let's share it with each other. Let's motivate each other. Please feel free to reach out if you want advice on anything. I can't guarantee anything, but I can at least be a listening shoulder if you need. I find often that just letting things out, saying them out loud will kind of let me, and then the gears start to turn. I'm like, So if I can be of service of any way to any of you, please let me know, because I got nothing but time. Spend time with your children. Be present in their lives. Take care of yourself. Eat some good local food. Love you. I appreciate you loving me. I'll see you guys around.